Yep, Jeannie is currently competing on this season of Dancing with the Stars, but Jeezy took matters into his own hands by telling fans to vote for her.
Who gets their fiance a billboard just to encourage people to vote for Dancing with the Stars, but on their birthday? It's his birthday right now, and he's busy getting me a billboard to help me garner votes?
It's incredible.
It's the social proof and the fact that if a man has ambition, if they can see
that you're going somewhere.
You're going somewhere. You have a public profile, a presence to you. Then they can negate that and go, okay, I can consider.
I can make a.
They make exceptions for what they open their legs to. Yeah. That's like the same with like sleeping with Chris Brown. It's the same with like letting an R&B singer have multiple partners. You would allow him to sleep around because you don't expect him to be loyal. You don't expect him to be loyal.
But also, he's at such a place in his life that you know that if he wanted to, he does have other options. You're not the top option. You're not number one. So straight away you're like, oh shit, all right, well that's cool. But as soon as remember, he's just another human male. He might not be broke, but he could be making 6 figures a year. Oh no, you can't do that though. What's the difference? Yeah. What is the difference?
So they tend to respect the average layman in a different way, which is like some people can say, depending on how hard that man is working, it's sort of fair enough. But you just need to understand it's in men's nature to want to sleep around because we can have kids all throughout the year. So I'm not saying that a man has a right to abuse his privilege of being able to do that, or to lie to you, to deceive you, to treat you as though like, you know, you're number 5 on the metric scale. Yeah. But you do need to understand a very ambitious man. That is part of like what gets him going is to go out and make achievements. And part of those achievements, out of him working so hard, he needs to reward himself. He needs to de-stress. He needs to relax. And he would like to sleep around.
And again, just because...
And it doesn't mean that he loves you any less.
Yeah. And I was going to say, just because you think yourself, like, I wouldn't do that. Well, again, he would. They've literally... There was a show I was listening to, and they asked... They said, if your partner wasn't around and they said you could just sleep with these girls, would you do it? The guy's like, yes, I would.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not. These are married men. These are some single men. They would do it. Obviously, society's told them like that's bad. You're bad. But if they had it, if they were allowed to, they would do it.
Okay, so let me put it to you like this. I've said this on other podcasts. If you lined up every man on the planet and you took them and you put them in a room and you said, hey, listen, nobody's in here. It's just us. You can hit this button and you can love your wife, be an amazing father, sleep with as many hoes as you want, and then go home and hold your wife or have sex with your wife and hold her at night. All you have to do is hit this button and everybody will be cool with that. Every man would look left, he'd look right, make sure nobody's in the room, and he'd hit the fucking button.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, like there was Adam 22 who's like he's like a hip hop personality. And he was speaking about him and his wife. Like him and his wife, they do porn together. That's their thing. Oh. They do porn together.
Cool. Yeah,
which is interesting. You know, as a couple or whatever. But they were asking would he ever leave his woman for another lady. And he goes, no. He's like, I love my family. He's like, we've got a kid together and stuff like that. She helps me with my business. He's like, which is the ultimate turn on. He's like a woman that can provide value and help me with my business. And we're making money together. Yeah. He's like, there's nothing better than that I could ask for. Yeah. But they asked him about Kim Kardashian. He's like, yeah, I like Kim. He was like, I'll sleep with her, but I wouldn't leave my family
for her. Oh, hell
I wouldn't leave my family for her.
That is a perfect example. A lot of guys would be like, yeah, like I'd sleep with her. Jennifer Lopez. Yeah. But if you got like the winning wife, no, we don't want to let that go. Yeah. We would just also bang her.
Now the issue is if a woman was to do that, you were given that option and go, oh, do you love your husband? Yeah, I love my husband. Would you sleep with George Clooney? She'll go,
I'll marry George Clooney.
She'll go, yeah. But in her mind, she's like, I would also leave my husband
for George Clooney.
Men cheating is different than with women. If she's cheating on you, she's leaving. She doesn't really want to be with you, or she's just
she's already left.
Yeah, like mentally. Yeah. Or she's just with you for your resources. I was shocked when I realized I had to worry about ugly girls too. It's because men cheat differently. They can have sex with another girl and it's like a handshake. I've had guys describe it to me like a handshake.
When a guy has sex, it's not emotionally connected. I'm not making an emotional bond with you when I'm having sex with you.
I've heard men say that they slept with a girl and she was just better than their hand.
Because of hypergamy. Because of the need of women wanting to upskill. Always upskilling and going up.
Okay, she leave you on a heartbeat, man.
I'm fine with it. Yeah, which is why Andrew Tate said what he did about not wanting his woman to work in the workforce, in a workplace. Anytime you're in a social setting with men and you got to work your way up and you gotta make these concessions with other men, you're not going to value your man at home because you're in the workforce and you might see someone that he might be a CTO in a better position than your husband. Yeah. And now that you've seen that CTO, you're like, oh.
Well, it's almost like a turn on.
Yeah, it's a turn on because of his traits. Yeah. It's his traits that made him become a CTO that you're excited about. Yeah. So this is why, for some men, they would ideally prefer their woman not be in the workforce, you know?
Or even prefer, like, the lady not to be, like, the partner of a... That's why they don't care. Like, oh, you're the partner of a... Cool, all right.
Yeah.
Great. I don't know what that does for me.
Yeah.
In fact, it might be a hassle for me because I might not be making as much money as you. You're going to find that attractive.
Yeah.
And again, the amount of women I met were like, yeah, I'd be fine with that. Yeah, you say you're fine
tolerate, you'll tolerate it.
Yeah,
you'll tolerate it.
It'll get to you eventually.
And they say they'll do it because it sounds socially nice.
Yeah.
Women care a lot for social inclusion. So they all lie between a group of girls and go, we're all 10s. Because our self-esteem says we're 10s. Right, girls? Right, bitches? We're all 10s. Let them get into a conflict, and then the truth will come out. Go, bitch, you're 5, and you're fucking ugly.
Oh, even with their partner. Oh, well, I'm bringing home this much, da-da-da. They would throw it in your face.
They would throw it in your face.
I'm working this many hours. I'm doing this. I'm bringing in the bread. Like, I'm like,
Yeah, because...
I don't know, they'll bite you in the ass
unfortunately, with women in the workforce, they tend to think about themselves. And you'll ask a girl, like, do you need a guy to make the same amount of money as you?
Yes.
And they'll go, yes, I want to equal. But
equal or more.
But that's what I'm saying. They'll say, I want to equal, but they're lying. They actually don't want someone on the same level. They want someone making more than them. Somebody to look up to.
Like, equal's like the bare minimum. They're like equal because it's, like you said, socially accepted. Like, it sounds nice, but what the pure goal, what they truly want, would be someone make it double, triple, or more than what they are making. It's the same way, like that lady. Most of the time, you look at workplaces, they're like, "Oh, I'm a nurse. I'm gonna date that guy nurse." No, they're usually like, "Oh, what's the doctor doing? What's he up to?"
Yeah.
Why? I had a friend who works in that field. A lot of nurses are always trying to fuck the doctors. They're not trying to fuck the other male nurses.
They're not trying to fuck the other nurses. So what I'm saying is that women being in a workforce and being in these certain places, like, it messes with you psychologically because you won't necessarily value what you have at home if you see someone that has more money than you, you know, because women are hypergamous. And that the hypergamous thing is women dating up. They do it for security reasons because in ancient times, that's what meant security for a woman, is try to find the guy who either was the most dangerous or provided the most. Yeah. You know, so it's like...
he was a leader or...
Yeah, it's an innate thing in women for them to look for that or whatever. But also, the reason why sleeping around is not a good thing is because in ancient times, this was how men determined paternity.
Oh, yes.
This is knowing that you haven't been with multiple people. You were able to tell that you were the father of that child, you know? So in America's full of cases of women that have had kids, said it's your kid, and the kid grows up to be 20, 25, finds out that's not his dad. And the dad never knew. And so now he's upset, you know? Or in some states, they can pin child support onto a father without necessarily having any DNA proof that you are the biological father of that child. Matter of fact, there's a situation also in some states as well where if you're a stepfather and you've been married, that if you divorce, you're still liable for child support
What?
Yeah, for the kid.
For a kid?
Even if it's not.
It's not even your kid.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
So this is why America is a very fucked up place.
That's a win.
And it's done intentionally. They've got everyone so divided on multiple levels that the people can't actually come together and find out who's running the country, who's playing them behind these different social movements, who's trying to separate them all by race, gender, vaccines, these sorts of topics, you know. So and while the people are too busy fighting for their subgroup, the wealthy families are passing policies on the behalf of all these underlings. So they look down on them like, yeah, let them fight. We'll throw a virus out there and we'll separate the classes and we'll let them police each other. So we actually don't have to police who's vaccinated, who's not. We'll just let them fight between each other. We'll find out who's not vaccinated, and then they'll get social pressure between each other to get vaccinated.
Which did happen.
Yeah, which happened.
I got policed by someone on the freaking road I never even met.
So ladies, what we're trying to advise to you and men as well, we're trying to educate you both across the board that yes, men can have casual interactions with ladies.
Yes.
Or whatever. And women, you can, but it comes with a price because of the oxytocin, because of your value also being tied to your chastity, which innately you don't want to reveal your body count, you know, because you know it could potentially disqualify you.
With a future partner.
Yeah,
and it's just ask yourself these questions.
You already know this.
Yeah.
So when you ask us like, hey, why can't I do what a man can do sexually? You know why you can't. Because you know that it will devalue you from actually for someone taking you serious, or you have any long-term opportunities for a stable, healthy relationship. Yeah, so
like at the end of the day, ask yourself these questions, and if you can sit there and you're just like denying it the whole time, that's crazy. But you, like he said, you truly know, whether it's subconsciously or you just know.
Don't act like you don't know.
You know, and you know. I guess
so
you don't want to know.
Yeah, so we're not trying to put you down, or we're not trying to put down women. That
I was just about to say, like, if you want to go around and do heaps of dudes, like go for it. Like, it's totally cool.
But you can do whatever you want. Just understand there's a consequence,
and that's with everything.
With everything. I mean, you might become a very skilled lover at some point, and I don't know, you might lock down a guy temporarily, but whether you will stay with them or not, probably not, because you've had so many sexual partners that you will always be dissatisfied.
Or you're running away from your past so much that you don't want him to find out, and you're so scared if he does find out, what's going to happen? So then that's still the same question. Yeah. You can't be mad about the consequences after.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Or you'll find someone and get married, but you'll divorce him eventually at some point. You know? It's that I can learn to love him. But you're not satisfied because you've had so many different experiences that you're just like, is this the best that I can do? Maybe the grass is greener. This is why women are on dating apps consistently deleting it and then re-downloading it. And then deleting it and going, third time here.
Third time's charm.
I lost my account, but now I made a new one. It's just like...
Can't believe I'm back.
It's because you in your mind, you keep thinking there's more out there for you because you've overvalued yourself. And normally that overvalue is because of a sexual interaction you had with somebody.
Women all want a very small percentage of men. If you ask 80% of women what they want in a man, they list 20% of men. So the reason that girls say things like men are trash, men are the problem, is because we're all sleeping with the same ones. Sasha, how tall are you?
5'7".
How tall would you like your potential boyfriend to be?
He had to be over 6 foot.
Over 6 foot?
Yeah.
What percent of guys do you think are over 6 foot?
30-40%?
15. Or you're looking for a guy that's 6 foot or taller, you're competing with everyone because all the girls want him, even the short girls.
Hey guys, if you want to watch more clips, click here.
And if you want to watch the full podcast, click right here.